It's 2063, and the planet's in bad shape. Decades of neglect have melted enough ice to swallow most of the Earth, leaving just 2 continents standing. Naturally, they're at war with each other over whatever land and resources are left. Sitting right in the middle of the ocean between them is a military outpost called the Sentinel. 4 soldiers are stationed there: Hendricks, the commanding officer, and his 3-person crew, Cassidy, Sullivan, and Baines. They've been out here for 2 years, their contract ended 3 months ago, and the relief crew still hasn't shown up. Food's running low, morale's worse, and everyone's starting to crack. One stormy night, Cassidy and Sullivan figure they'll try their luck fishing. Surprisingly, it works. They haul in a full net. Back inside, Hendricks spots the storm getting nasty and sends Baines to secure the Sentinel's giant explosive, basically the outpost's one big weapon. The waves get violent fast, the pipelines burst, and Baines rushes to fix them. His hand gets stuck underwater and he spends several terrifying minutes fighting to free himself before he finally does. Outside, it gets worse. A massive wave sweeps the fishing net clean away. Sullivan tries to grab something back, nearly gets taken with it, and barely makes it inside in time. The big wave hits, shakes the whole structure, floods every crack and corner, but the Sentinel holds. Next morning, everyone's eating military rations and arguing about rationing. Baines asks what happened to the fish, blows up when he hears they lost it, and Sullivan fires back because Baines stripped parts from his kitchen to fix the pipes. Hendricks breaks it up and tells them to act like adults and focus on repairs. Baines suggests they contact the base and ask what's taking the relief so long. Hendricks shuts that down. The telegraph's for official reports only. Sullivan sends the daily check-in, no events here, and the base replies the same. Nothing to report, same as it's been for months. Later, Sullivan and Hendricks are outside. Sullivan's joking around, spots a ship through the binoculars, and loses his mind with excitement. Cassidy confirms it on radar. Sullivan assumes it's the relief crew. Hendricks isn't so sure. He orders Baines to grab weapons just in case it's the enemy. Cassidy tries to hail the ship. No answer. Hendricks decides to send Sullivan out in the boat to check it out before letting it get close. Sullivan heads over, calls out, gets nothing back. He boards with his gun drawn and starts poking around. What he finds is unsettling. Everything's covered in grime. The radio's dead. There's food in the cabinet that nobody touched. And then he finds it, 4 bags addressed to them. This was the relief ship. It got here. But the crew vanished, and nobody ever came to get them. Sullivan goes quiet. Hendricks, not hearing back, assumes the worst and nearly fires the explosive at the ship. He asks Cassidy for her key to arm it. She hesitates. He reminds her it's protocol. She hands it over. He tries Sullivan one last time, and Sullivan finally answers. Crisis averted. But Hendricks punishes Cassidy for hesitating by keeping both keys himself. Sullivan tows the ship back. While Hendricks investigates it, Sullivan and Cassidy steal a moment together, clearly something going on between them. Later, during a communal iodine bath, Baines walks through everything he salvaged. The ship's engine has been dead for months. Sullivan wants to send a message to base about all of it. Hendricks says not yet. The crew's getting restless, and the fact that Hendricks has both keys now isn't sitting well with anyone. Hendricks maps out the ship's navigation history using its coordinates. Meanwhile, Cassidy and Sullivan talk about what the outside world must look like after 2 years away. Sullivan admits he already broke the rules and sent an unauthorized message. They'll have an answer by morning. Morning comes, and Hendricks clocks his 3 soldiers hovering suspiciously around the telegraph. Baines admits what they did. Hendricks is about to lay into them when the machine starts up. Everyone leans in, and reads back the exact message Sullivan sent the night before. It's their own message, bounced back. The base hasn't been responding for a long time. The computer's just been looping the same no events reply automatically. They've been talking to a machine. Hendricks keeps working on the map. Baines starts sneaking off to the ship on his own. Sullivan catches him coming back one night but can't get a straight answer out of him. They end up drinking together, and Baines opens up about his family back home, if home even still exists. Then, almost casually, he says he thinks he can fix the ship's engine. Sullivan sprints to tell Cassidy. He asks her to leave with him, find one of the safe towns, start something together. She pulls back. Doesn't quite believe what she's hearing. The next day, Sullivan sneaks aboard to help Baines. They finish the engine. They come out smiling, and find Hendricks standing there waiting. He orders them to strip the ship for parts to fix the Sentinel. Nobody's leaving. Their duty is here, contract or not. Sullivan refuses. Baines refuses. Cassidy, when she arrives, stays quiet. Doesn't back them up. Hendricks marches them all back to work at gunpoint. The guys are scared. Hendricks has been too quick to reach for his weapon lately. Cassidy volunteers to talk to him alone. She tells him she understands the guilt he's carrying from losing his last squad. But leaving isn't the same as dying. It's the opposite. Hendricks listens. He comes back to the group with a compromise. Someone needs to report to the base in person. 2 people go, 2 stay. He's staying. And Cassidy has volunteered to stay with him. Baines is relieved. Sullivan is gutted. He pulls Cassidy aside and tries everything. Come anyway. Let Baines stay instead. He even offers to stay with her. She snaps. Tells him he meant nothing more than a distraction, a human necessity. Nothing real. Sullivan walks out. Cassidy falls apart alone. That night, Sullivan and Baines pack. Hendricks gives Sullivan a letter for the base and says something quietly honest, that the enemy soldiers are probably just like them. People trying to protect what's left of their homes. Sullivan says they could all still go together. Hendricks won't budge. Someone has to watch the explosive. Then Hendricks goes back to the map. And he finds something that stops him cold. The relief ship didn't drift away from the Sentinel. It steered away, deliberately. Which means someone on the inside moved it. Someone wanted that crew gone. He goes to check on Cassidy but doesn't say a word. The next morning, an alarm. Another ship on radar. The team scrambles to their positions. Cassidy tries to hail it. Nothing. This time Hendricks skips the warning shot and orders them to fire. The first shot misses. While they reload, Cassidy notices the boat they fixed is gone. Sullivan and Baines finally see through the fog what the ship actually is. It's their ship. Their escape. Hendricks put it back out there last night. They won't fire again. But before Cassidy can warn them, Hendricks pistol whips Baines. To prove he's serious, he shoots the decorative air dancer outside, the little bit of silly color they'd kept around for morale. Then he shoots Baines in the ear. Sullivan grabs the cannon and destroys the ship himself. Better the ship than Baines' life. Baines lunges at Hendricks. Cassidy knocks Baines out with a fire extinguisher. Together, she and Sullivan lock Hendricks in the pantry. She takes back both keys. When Baines wakes up, he goes straight for Hendricks to finish what he started. Sullivan tries to stop him and takes a hit. Cassidy talks Baines down. He wanders off to drink alone, unpacks his bags, and cries. Later, Cassidy mentions Hendricks needs his iodine treatment. Baines refuses to unlock the door and says he quits. Sullivan and Cassidy are alone. He tells her they need to work through every telegraph channel until they find one that actually connects somewhere. And Cassidy, quietly, tells him she didn't mean what she said. She only pushed him away so he'd leave without carrying guilt about her. Sullivan doesn't know what to do with that. He takes food to Hendricks and asks him straight, "Why did you change your mind about letting us leave?" Hendricks lays it out. The relief ship was here 3 months ago exactly when it was supposed to be. Something made it move. That means someone on this outpost lured it away, killed the crew, and let it drift. There's a traitor. And whoever it is wants control of the explosive. Sullivan doesn't believe him. Locks the door again. He spends the rest of the day sending SOS signals on every channel. Baines drinks and works in his workshop until something in him snaps and he tears the whole thing apart. That evening, Cassidy shows Sullivan a photo. Her as a kid with her family. She tells him the enemy killed them when she was young. Next morning, Baines finds Cassidy asleep in the comms room. He says something unhinged about a missing future and goes for her. She fights him off. She doesn't realize until after that he's taken the keys. She goes to find Sullivan, and then Baines' voice comes over the speakers. He's going to activate the explosive. Sullivan and Cassidy rush back and talk him down, his family, his unborn child, reasons to stay. Baines cries and steps back. Cassidy gets the keys. And then Baines admits, almost embarrassed, that it wouldn't have worked anyway. He'd forgotten the last digit of the activation code. Sullivan says it's time to let Hendricks out. Baines goes quiet. Says he went to the pantry earlier, to kill him. But when he got there, the door was open. The window too. Hendricks was gone. Sullivan and Cassidy check for themselves. Hendricks is dead. It looks like he went out through the window. Sullivan, wrecked, reads the letter Hendricks had written for the base. He'd requested an extension of his own command. He wasn't planning to leave no matter what. Cassidy shows Sullivan the workshop. Baines has cleaned it up and he's building again. He tells them his wife had been pregnant when he shipped out. He never got to meet the baby. Sullivan forgives him everything on the spot. Baines hugs him, gets in the boat, and heads out to salvage. Cassidy goes with him. Sullivan slips her a gun, just in case. She kisses him. Sullivan tries fishing again. When he pulls up the net, he finds Hendrix's body. There's a wound on his head. He didn't take his own life. Someone put him there. Sullivan starts going through the crew's files. Cassidy watches Baines from the boat and starts working something out in her head. Sullivan checks the map, checks the beacon outside, and it clicks. The beacon can be detached and moved. Someone took it out on the boat, led the relief ship toward it instead of the Sentinel, killed the crew, and let the ship drift. The coordinates confirm it. A few hours later, only Cassidy comes back. She says Baines slipped trying to grab some floating plastic and didn't make it. Sullivan knows immediately. He doesn't say it out loud. Not yet. Next morning, she wakes up alone. Sullivan's voice comes through the walkie-talkie. He tells her he knows everything, the murders, the spying, all of it. And he's not letting her have the explosive. She runs to the comms room and finds him there, already activating it. He's got a gun on her. She tells him the people on her side are suffering, that she hated every lie, that none of it was easy. He doesn't move. He finishes the sequence. Nothing happens. The machine displays a little phrase. Something Baines used to say. Because Baines, drunk, heartbroken, falling apart Baines, had quietly reprogrammed the whole thing so it couldn't be used to destroy anything. Ever. Sullivan and Cassidy stand there in the silence. They talk. They're stuck. There's nowhere to go, no one coming, no side they fully belong to anymore. So they make the only decision that makes sense. Whoever shows up, friend or enemy, they'll face it together. They'll protect the Sentinel. And they'll keep surviving. Make sure to like, comment and subscribe for more notifications. Until next time. See you soon.